Hi, this is Andy Biand, and you're listening to Rock on Radio with Danny Coleman on City of Angels Recovery Radio.
Hello. Wait, I can't hear myself. Oh, I think my headphones got turned down. That's why I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
Is that me? Is that the one? There we go. Okay, I got it. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Where might I be?
Producer Claire, you're like in the same area there. There we go. Beautiful. Hello,
Okay,
everybody.
no,
Welcome to a very special edition of
there
Rock
we go.
on
Yes,
Radio. You ready?
I can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah, why would you want to do that? I don't want to hear me.
You're the star of the show. That's why.
Yeah, all right. This
can
is
go-
Rock on
go
Radio
there.
on a very special night with a very special lady and a very special band behind her. We have what? You looked at me like you. You
I
looked
was
at me
listening.
like you had something you
You
were
were
gonna
speaking.
spew forward.
Just turning around and waiting for it.
It's always a lot of fun
Ooh,
when we have
something's burning.
bands. Be thinking when we have bands this large into the studio.
Yes.
Because it's always like a
Squeeze them into-
configuration, right? And this band travels with their own photographer and
Sound man.
a sound guy who's not doing sound. So, so you know what?
My job's easy.
You're perfect. That's right.
You do the headsets.
This is Rock on Radio. I am Danny Coleman. I am joined in studio by engineer Art. There he is. Producer Claire. She's not even.
Hi, sorry.
Let's
I'm
see.
technically working here. Sorry.
I'm technically challenged. Rock on Radio is sponsored by actress Eileen Sullivan, CPA Jody Weber, High Tech Electronics, the purveyors of safety and sound earbuds, which are part of the Rock on Radio Grand Prize at the Rock on Radio Happy Hour, which takes place tomorrow night, Thursday, November 7th, at the Nottingham Tavern in I can't do this. In Hamilton Square, New Jersey, located at 9 Mercer Street. Our guest featured performers will be Edith Peach. I will also would like to welcome No Knot Necklace Carrier, another one of our sponsors, who also has a No Knot Necklace Carrier in the grand prize for the Rock on Radio Happy Hour. See throughout the night at the happy hour. It's just a reason to get together and drink, really. But what I do is I hand out Rock on Radio merch and gift cards to Wawa and/or Dunkin' Donuts, and everybody gets a CD, and there's all kinds of stuff. And the infamous Rock on Radio lube, of course, goes into the gift bags. And at the end of the night, I hand away or give away a Rock on Radio tote bag, which is full of the things I just mentioned. And can we start over? Art, I want to do over, Art.
Okay, good luck with that. Imagine what Disney went through last night.
Yeah, right. Live Little Mermaid. What else are we doing here? Who else is our sponsor? Oh,
Wasn't paying attention.
yeah, that's right. O'Connor's American Bar and Grill, the official sponsors of the Rock on Radio Christmas Spectacular, which takes place on December 22nd this year from 7 to 11 p.m. Right, Art?
It ends at 11.
We increased it.
Yeah, no, I haven't backed away from that.
Okay. So
I personally think it's going to be more like 7 to midnight, but
we
can't
can't.
do
Then it would have to be
5 hours.
7 to 1 because
Yeah.
I don't have to
2
get
hours.
up and go to work. So.
I refuse to go to work. Who else do we have? Oh, the Custom Candle Company of New York and CBD Live Natural, both .com. Either one of those with a .com at the end will get you to, that's right, Bridal Music, bridalmusic.org. our good friend Michelle, providing music for weddings and cocktail hours, corporate events, so on and so forth. Bridalmusic.org. Check them out. That's basically flute and violin, maybe some larger string instruments, no keys, nope, just flute and violin. And that's about it, I think. We covered them all, right? So if you want to reach out and touch us tonight in some way, shape, or
I
form,
did not hear Zen Archer Hot Sauce.
Well, I was letting him go.
we've heard everything else in a brief 7 minutes that we've been on the air, or 6 minutes. Okay. D.L. Byron, Zen Archer Hot Sauce. The only radio program sponsored by a Grammy Award winning hot sauce maker. That's right. He wrote Shadow of the Night for Pat Benatar.
Oh.
And that won like rock single of the year or something in 1985. It's funny when they talked to DL, he's like,
So you need a multiple
they
streams
said-
of income.
correct. So he branched off into hot sauce. It's a natural
Which you
progression.
can't even
Pat
find.
Benatar, hot sauce.
Yeah,
I get it.
there
I
you go.
get it.
Well, he says he goes, I don't even know I won. He said, I had gotten this thing from the Grammys. I didn't realize it was an invite to show up. He said, I just kind of put it aside. And I said, until one day I got a knock at the door, and it's the UPS guy, and he hands me this box, and I open it up, and it's like my Grammy Award. Oh, I won a Grammy. He said, nobody else bothered to tell me. So who knows? But
It was too busy making hot sauce.
not then. He was still making music then. Lots of music then. He's still making music now, actually. He's been a guest of this program in the past.
Bring him
He's-
back.
He's due. I've been trying.
Yeah.
We're trying to work that
We
out.
need some more hot sauce.
But tonight we have very special people here.
Mm-hmm. Again.
Very special. Yes, they were just as special now as they were 7 minutes ago when we went on the air. We put your fingertips together and your hands for Patricia and the Soterior Motives Band. Okay, Patricia.
Yes, Danny. She's in the hot seat.
With the hot, because there's
A lot
hot
of
sauce.
hotness going on tonight.
Turn that fan on.
All right, Patricia. Patricia, my friend,
Yes.
dear baby,
Yes.
tell us all. Tell us why you're here.
Well,
Tell those people watching
other
us
than
on YouTube
being-
while we're here.
other than being on the hottest radio show around tonight,
Yeah.
we'll
I-
put that aside,
Right.
right, between 7 and 9.
I like it already.
There's a couple reasons why I'm here. And one of the reasons why I wanted to come here at this night in particular is because I wanted to let everybody know that we were going to be doing a couple of shows. I thought they were in the area. It turns out that they're not. One's at Karen's Place in Doylestown on Saturday, November 16th. Then we're going to be at Cafe Artiste, which is at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center, Tuesday, November 26th in Neptune. And then on December 6th, we're going to be at Friday Night in the Lights in Vogelsville, Pennsylvania. So that's why I thought this would
Nice.
be the
We're
right
central.
time
Yeah,
to come
right.
on
Yeah.
because I always appreciate coming on here. So it's not a matter of when, but I like to kind of pass on the message that life can be better when we find our purpose. And I found my purpose when I'm in recovery, Danny,
Mhm.
right? And so we
And
have
you're in
a
the right
new,
spot.
we have an, I know that's why I like the City of Angels radio. And we have a new CD out called Sing Your Way Out of Hell. So I like to tell people how to sing your way out of hell. No,
Danny, you should be paying attention.
Oh, he shouldn't be singing. We got to work on some other avenue.
Yeah, but he does. He is.
I meant
Drum
to-
your way out of hell.
I meant the
Yeah.
way out of
You
hell.
can
man.
drum
I
your
know.
way, you can strum your way. You can
Wait,
hum your way.
I can't dance. Now I can't sing.
Well, can you?
That was an awful rash judgment that our producer made.
Well, listen, I'm not getting in the middle of this fight. That's like fighting with husband and wife here. Okay? I'm staying under the radar.
Well, okay. I have multiple questions.
Okay.
Right off the bat, I have multiple questions. Okay, now first off, you have changed the name of the band since the last time I was here. You were just and the Sulterior Motives band. Now you're the Sulterior Motives Worldwide band.
No, you see, that's the thing. We were always this Patricia and the Sulterior Motives Worldwide band. It's
Okay.
just that that's a mouthful, right? People just are like, by the time they're done with Sulterior Motives, they don't want to say anything else.
Okay.
But we are Patricia and the Sulterior Motives Worldwide band, and I'm glad you brought that up.
Me
And
too.
that's for good reason, because we have just started booking our September 2020 tour in Ireland. And our first date is Sunday, September 27th at New Life City Church, which is in Belfast. And it's right on the peace line. The front half of the church is in Northern Ireland, and the back half is in Southern Ireland. We're going to be singing on the peace wall for Jesus, baby. Yep,
Need a roadie?
absolutely.
Have you ever been to Ireland?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I love it over there. I love the people, love the country. Have you been?
They tell me I was there for 15 days.
Oh, maybe you do need to hear my message tonight.
I just
because
saw
that's the way my days were before.
I just saw a thing online actually that Guinness can help with hearing loss.
Oh, Guinness can.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
True story.
I'm
I'm not even kidding.
That's why you can hear the little flea on across the room.
No, you know what I can hear from miles away? I can hear.
Oh, okay. So it's just certain things you can hear. It only helps you hear certain things.
It's that selective male hearing.
Yeah.
We can hear you women very often. It's very terrible.
Uh-huh.
It's a horrible thing.
We know
that
all
happens.
about that.
You guys seem to enjoy not hearing this.
Yeah.
I didn't say that. I didn't give a scale of enjoyment. I'm
What?
just saying that's
Well, so let's get back to it. On a scale of 1 to 10,
You haven't had
how much
Guinness
do
lately.
you enjoy not listening to us?
do I
Wait,
not?
what?
I always listen to you. Don't I?
No, you do.
I
You're a good
I
listener,
do.
Dan.
Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
It's one of my skills.
Mhm.
One of the very few skills that
You
I
do very well.
now. But Patricia has been kind enough to bring along about 48 CDs here for us. Is it a full length or is it an EP? What is
10.
that? Okay,
10
so it's a
songs.
full length disc. Very nice. All right. Well, before we continue to talk about this, tell us who you brought along with you.
Ah,
Want to start with my man in the corner?
which corner?
We'll go that way.
Got a couple corners here. The man in the corner, the man behind the lens, the guy that's my right-hand man. He sends texts out. He carries equipment, does PowerPoint. Most of all, video and camera. Dave Morrill, photographer. Woo! Then we've got next to Claire here, we've got the man who makes the sound. We might be able to play, we might be able to sing, but there's got to be someone that can bring, and he brings the mix into our mix, and that's Trevor P. Next to him, we got the man of the hour. He is the man of the night. He is Russell. Happy birthday to you, drummer. Vocals, yeah, click. Woo! And behind him, and I know, nothing meant by being behind Russell, because he's just as important as Russ and has just the volts that Russ has. And we've got our man, we never know where we're going to find him, Tommy Kelly on the bass and vocals. And I'm going to twist it over into this next corner first here. We've got the man with the only man on earth without a GPS, but
That works.
but he plays one heck of a lead guitar, and his name is Matt DiGiovanni. And last but not least, the man that knows every single note and how we're supposed to play it and when we're supposed to play it and who's supposed to be playing it. He's also on vocals. He's a killer keyboard player, and that would be the one the only Kevin Brennan. And that is what they would say, my pop.
And we got all of them in the studio, instruments
Yeah.
included.
And I think Claire should get a hand for that.
For sure.
Producer
Me and the
Claire.
crowbar.
Now, all right. So, Matt, man, you know I love you, buddy. You know I love you, man. But you've been here like 38 times. Why could you? He was here for the YouTube show. He was here for the last.
2 shows we had.
But that's okay. You were here on time, and
You went to
that's
Mercer
what
County Park
matters.
to the fairgrounds.
Did you? There you go. All right. So, but last time you were here, we talked about you being, in recovery and how
Yeah.
you got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
And the title of this disc, "Sing Your Way Out of Hell."
Yes.
Okay. Why did you title it that? And I mean, I know what I want to say. I just don't know how to say it here. I'm kind of I'm stumbling, fumbling. Imagine that. No, not that you're not paying attention. That I can't imagine what I want to say.
That's it.
I'm used to women not paying attention to me too, so don't worry about it.
Security.
It goes both ways. Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty lonely guy.
Tonight
So-
you're not.
That's
no.
right, baby.
That's why
Right.
he's speechless.
So you got yourself into recovery years ago,
Yes.
and you're still there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And because once you're in, you're never out.
Well, hopefully,
Yeah.
I it doesn't always work that way.
Well, not for everybody.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you give it your best shot. So
Hopefully, once you're in, you stay in.
well,
That's right.
correct.
Yeah.
It becomes comfortable.
Sing your way out of hell. Why?
Well, what happened with that was the song came to me first, right? "Sing Your Way Out of Hell," the chorus, and I'm like, I sing I'm a Christian recovery rock and roll artist here, so I'm singing these songs in churches, I'm singing them in concerts, I'm coming here on rock and roll radio stations. "Sing Your Way Out of Hell" means nothing here. But you start singing your way out of hell in a very conservative Baptist church, you're like, really, God? This is what you want me to do? But that's what I felt, because that was my reality. My life had turned into a hell. I didn't want to live, and I was afraid to die. I was having anxiety and panic attacks. I didn't feel valuable. I had no self-worth about me. I hated life. I hated myself. I was totally afraid of everything. And, so I was living in a hell. So "Sing Your Way Out of Hell," I got into a recovery group, and I was told that, I had a spiritual experience is what happened to me. That was my only way out. And from that, I found God. And I found, now I'm going to go into a sermon because you asked, and I'm going to tell you. So, I found God. And for me, I was always lack of power was my dilemma. So when I found a power which came from God, I wanted to find out all about that. I felt strength, power, joy, love, peace, comfort. There was so much positive that came from it. I started reading the Bible. Here I am thinking, oh, those Jesus freaks, I don't want to have anything to do with it. I don't want anything to do with God. And now I'm reading the Bible. And in the Bible, it says over 365 times in some versions, that's once a day, to sing. Sing praises to God. Thank God for what you have. And I'm thinking, wow. And I know what singing makes me feel like. I feel so much like it just lifts my spirits. I feel it can take me from one place and bring me to a whole nother level. So I wanted people to feel what I felt. If I can feel like depressed and like hopeless, and then like how music gives me this infusion, I wanted other people to have that same psychic change that I was having.
Got it. Well, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I've got it. Well, how? I mean, obviously, you didn't start singing in recovery. You must have liked to sing prior to that.
Absolutely, yes.
Were you a young child, a teenage girl? When did you start singing?
I started singing when I was about 3 or 4 years old in church. And then when my mom died, I was 13 years old and my world fell apart. And I really like shut down on very many levels. And I didn't start singing again until my stepmother put me in a pageant and I needed a talent. And I said, well, you know what? I know I can sing. So I sang a song from Cabaret, the one that Liza Minnelli did. And I ended up winning the pageant. It was a lark. And I realized how much I loved to sing and that I had put it down for so long. You know, I guess I probably was in a depression, you know. And it just kind of went from there. And then when I started becoming, I was always a songwriter too, I guess from the age of 10 years old. And but as my life changed, I always wrote about my life. So that's how you get to sing your way out of hell.
I like
See?
it.
Okay. Well, then, there you go. That's all it needs. See, Claire likes it. We're good.
Okay.
Claire
If
actually,
life was so simple.
Claire actually started on this show as our religious advisor.
Oh,
No, I started by bringing chocolate. You made me the religious advisor.
Same thing.
well, isn't chocolate a religion?
Mhm.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Depends on who you're talking to.
Yeah, that's right. Our engineer.
Yes, I worship.
Yes, we worship chocolate. Yes, we do. I actually, matter of fact, I should probably go to ER when I leave here because I actually turned down Reese's peanut butter cups.
Ooh.
Yes, something is definitely wrong with you.
Well, I'm trying to get back to the regimen. You know, I
You can't.
Got to get back on the regimen.
I
Gotta
love
get on.
Reese's peanut butter
I
cups.
do too, Danny. And
Fell
I
off the
gave out.
bandwagon.
I have 1,000 kids come to my house on Halloween, literally. Well, I only gave out 970 pieces this year. And do you know, I know it's insane and I'm not lying. I didn't have one and I love Reese's.
Oh,
They're so
no,
good. I didn't have one Reese's.
I followed the commercial. I bought the bag, locked the door, and didn't answer.
I only had one.
I was offered a Reese's
Ah,
peanut
yeah.
butter cup.
You see, being who I am, I can't just have one.
No, I only had one trick or treater.
Oh,
So I had this big bag and I said, take it.
Take the whole bowl, kid.
I did. The kids just took handfuls. I'm like,
Oh, no.
and my kids
See?
came home with 18 pounds of chocolate.
Oh,
I had 3
Replenished.
trick or treaters. Yes.
All right, so you, I mean, this is City of Angels Radio,
mm.
of course, and City of Angels is an alcohol and drug recovery unit that helps get people
Oh, yes. They're doing great things out here.
into treatment. And of course, there's always that debate between medical condition or choice,
Mm,
type of thing,
mhm,
addiction
mhm.
or a choice. Now,
Well, what happens is certain people, when alcohol goes into their body, there's a chemical reaction that they have found to happen in their brain. And they have a mental obsession and a physical compulsion. So it triggers that in some people.
was that your abuse of choice?
Oh, alcohol is where I started out. Yeah, at
Okay.
13. It was when I first started drinking after my mom passed away. My brothers and
I remember
sisters
you
would have
saying that,
parties.
yeah.
And yeah, so alcohol is my first drug of choice. Yeah, and I blacked out right away. Yeah, and I didn't know I was blacking out. And I thought the objective was to drink as much as you could, as fast as you could, to get as drunk as you could. And I would throw up. So like
Mhm.
normal people, if they have really bad reactions to alcohol, they just stop drinking it.
Are you telling me you're not normal?
But people with alcohol problems, they'll continue to drink and they'll look for ways to drink.
Right.
You know, oh, well, maybe I better eat first. Maybe I better try beer instead of whiskey. You know, all different ways of switching from one thing to a next. Oh, maybe I'll snort cocaine because I won't black out. I'll stay up all night. You know, there's all different things that people try to allow themselves to use and abuse.
Blackout. Some people call that time traveling.
Mm.
You wake up, you're somewhere else.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not always that.
It
good.
ain't pretty.
All right, so you went through your own personal hell.
Yes. Yeah.
And now you're out of it, so to speak. You know, you've got both feet out of the flames.
Yeah.
But I imagine they're always there tickling you, and it's you have to call on your strengths, and music has helped you with that.
Music has been the thread throughout my life that has really helped me.
Okay. Well, if you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. I am Danny Coleman, and our guest tonight is Patricia, and the Sulterior Motives Worldwide Band. See, now we have that in common because I've been banned from a lot of places. We really have. But
I used to have that problem too, not anymore.
See?
We have a lot in common for you, Danny. There's hope for you, Danny.
wow, Art, you hear that?
What?
No, he didn't.
Certain
Yes,
things
more
you tune
Guinness.
right
It's
out,
like, am I supposed to pay attention to you? I told the thought train derailed once again. I totally forgot what I was going to say. Let's just do some music. If you want to give us a call, do so at 609-241-7103. We'll give you a copy of Sing Your Way Out of Hell. What are you going to do for us?
Well, we're going to do one of the first songs that I wrote when I got into recovery. And it's not on the CD, but there's other songs that we will be doing tonight. And, you know, God will put into your life certain people to help you along your way. And he'll speak through them. And this...
Is this like a cruel joke that he put me in your life? We're going to test your metal.
No. You've been a blessing to me. You've been a blessing. I feel like you're a gift in my life. Absolutely.
No, that's good to know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know, when I ran into you at Cafe
I was
Artiste
going to say, that's how I felt when you walked into the Cafe Artiste.
I said, my heart lit up, and there was a fellow traveler along the way.
Well, there you go. Well, we got a call coming in already. Look at that. Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who's this?
Hey, this is Laura. I heard Patricia's voice and I had to call.
Nice.
Laura, baby.
Hi, Laura.
Laura.
Hi.
Where are you
How
from?
you doing over there?
Where are you from, Laura?
I'm calling from Seagirt, New Jersey, United States of America.
Ooh.
All right.
And to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
This is Laura.
My hometown.
Indivisible.
This is Laura from Life Recovery Bible Show here on COA Radio.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, well, hello there, Laura. So you know Patricia. You know her, Patricia.
Yes, I do.
That's because
I
Patricia supplies all the
do,
music
I
that we use
do.
for that show.
He not only does have such a great message, but she's such a great soul, too.
Thanks.
Love her.
Back at
love,
you,
love her.
sister.
She does
Back at
great
you.
work.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Do you have a copy of her album?
I do. I have
Oh,
a couple
okay.
of her albums.
All right. Well, then I can't give you one of those. We'll have to get
My favorite, thank you. My favorite song that she does is the one, what is it? Fly?
Fly away. We'll
Fly
be
away.
doing that tonight. Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sing that one.
Okay, we will. We
There
will.
we go.
That'll be the next one after this one. But I'm so happy to hear you.
I wanted to ask a question. Is that okay?
Of course it is. Go right ahead. That's why you called, Laura.
I really didn't hear your format. I just heard Patricia's voice and I just looked up the number and called.
I don't have a format. Let's just get that right out of the way.
All right, we're going to get along great.
So go ahead. What's your question?
So I just wanted to see if Patricia had any updates on any upcoming events or anything she's doing in the future, here or abroad.
Well, we did go over that, but I'll just I'll just update it again. Saturday,
Thank you.
November 16th, we'll be at Karen's Place in Doylestown. Tuesday, November 26th, we'll be at Cafe Artiste at the New Jersey Performing Arts Center in Neptune.
Jersey Shore Performing Arts.
Oh, Jersey
You
Shore.
keep saying New Jersey Performing Arts Center. They're going to go to Newark.
Oh, boy. I have high hopes to be going to Newark at that PAC Center. That's what it is.
There you go.
And then Friday Night in the Lights will be December 6th at 7 p.m. But ding, we're going to be over in Ireland in September.
Get your tickets now.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, you have a month. It's in September.
It's September 27th. Yeah, we'll be at New Life City
OMG.
Church in Belfast. Yeah.
So I want to carry your luggage.
Yeah, we have a lot of.
I already did that.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
we
Well,
want to
you
bring a
guys keep
tour.
up the good work.
Well, thank you, and you as well, because I know what art you're running that show.
Actually, Laura runs that show.
Oh,
I just make it happen.
He does. He does. I just went back to work full time, and so my head is spinning. But it's always in my thought, and the first chance I get to have any free time,
Her
I
whole
just want to
Christmas
be
break,
doing
we're
this
doing
kind
5
of work that
shows
you
a
guys
day.
are doing. So
well, God
Keep up
bless
the
you,
good
my
work,
friend. Thank
everybody.
you. Thank you.
There we go.
all right, love you. Trish.
Well, Laura,
you.
thank you so much for number one, listening, and number two, calling in. We appreciate it here at Rock On Radio.
It's fun. Technology is fun.
I know. It is
All right.
fantastic.
Okay.
All right. See
Take
you, Laura.
care. Bye.
There you go.
Bye.
Speaking of technology,
Don't
I took
look at me with technology, my friend.
I took a look at those 3 crates full of 78 LPs that Jeff Fiedler gave me the
Oh,
other
right,
night,
for your Vitrola, huh?
and them things are like they just came off the press.
Really?
They are in mint
Mm.
condition,
Wow.
old 78s, and I have a Victrola. That's where my
Oh.
technology extends. It's kind of
Because
like Matt's GPS.
He was giving them.
That needed that roadmap we were talking about. Old Rand McNally.
All right, you're gonna do some music for us.
We are going to do some music for
Okay,
you. We're
what
going to
you
do
gonna do?
Because of You.
Now you sound like my ex-wife.
What a mess I made out of me. But you gave me eyes so I could see. You put my life out of misery. I was all it took. I was down so low. Nowhere else for me to go. Because of you, I'm not broken. Because of you, my heart's been open. Because of you, I feel a token of your love. That's for me. You lifted me up, helped me high. You gave me dreams, let them fly. Set my sights back on the sky. It's all because of you. I was down so low, nowhere else for me to go. Because of you, I'm not broken. Because of you, my heart's been open. Because of you, I feel a token of your love. That's for me. I was down so low, nowhere else for me to held me high. You gave me sweet dreams, let them fly. You set my sights back on the sky. It's all because of you, because of you. Oh, I'm not broke. Because of you, my heart beats open. Because of you, oh, I feel a champion. How you love, you love, you love for me. Because of you, I'm not broken. Because of you, my sweet Lord, my heart is open. Because of you, oh, I feel a champion. Of your love, 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 your love for me.
Patricia and the Superior Motives Worldwide Band. Very cool. I heard that. I thought he was just like checking his volume. I didn't know he was starting there at first. See? I was lost.
Now you're found.
Now I'm found.
There you go.
Mhm.
Amazing Grace.
Are you going to come by for the Christmas spectacular?
What-
Just hang out with us?
I would love to.
You
When
can do
is
that.
it?
December 22nd.
Ooh,
The Rock on Radio, the 11th annual Christmas spectacular.
Let me write that down.
7 to 11 p.m.
26.
Eastern Standard Time.
Right here?
Right here.
Oh.
There will be food supplied by O'Connor's American
Oh.
Bar and Grill, and by me. I'll be making chili.
Oh.
There will be.
Well, that's worth coming down.
There will be.
There you go.
There will be drinks of all different varieties.
That's fine.
I make homemade eggnog.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Do you
homemade
make
eggnog.
do you make some eggnog that I can have?
No.
Because I know the homemade eggnog we had at my house, I can't have it anymore.
No.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. There'll
But there will be water and soda.
Yeah.
and things of that.
That's fine with me, my friend. I'll be eating that chili.
Wow, chili will be here.
That's got a kick.
Mhm.
Not a kick, but a kick.
It's a hoot.
It's a hoot.
So, how do you go about writing your music?
Well, it used to just come with lyrics first. I
Okay.
started out as a lyricist and I felt very uncomfortable about my musicianship because I don't play an instrument. And so I would kind of sing songs into my answering machine was how I started out,
Okay.
you know. And now it kind of all comes together at the same time. The lyrics and the music come together.
For the millennials in our audience, do you want to explain what an answering machine is?
I know.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Now I have a voice memo. Now I do it on my voice memo.
You
It's gotten a
know,
lot easier.
what's really is funny, like haha funny. I was telling the story this past Sunday night when Jeff Fiedler was here. I was at an event on Sunday, and there were 4 speakers, and it wasn't a long. They didn't speak. They each spoke for like 5 minutes each. It was very quick. And the 2 who were of our youthful age bracket just got up to the microphone and said what they had to say. And what the heck was that? Do you sneeze? God bless you. And then and then the 2 30-somethings,
Mm-hmm.
20-something, early 30-somethings got up there. And you know how, like right now, I'm just talking, right, Russ? I'm talking to you. Correct? Yep. Right? I'm talking to you. And I relayed a story earlier about the 78s, and I'm talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
Picture these 2 people who got up to the microphone, and one had a piece of paper with everything written out on it. The other one had a cell phone with everything written out on it. And they actually wrote down what they wanted to say word for word.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They couldn't just get up and tell you. They had to read. This started out because we were in Philadelphia at a bar. Imagine that. And then we turned around. I'm thinking, put that away.
But
So-
you see, you have a talent. You have a gift.
Huh?
What you do is a gift. Not everybody can do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's because I think not everybody, myself included, I'm not comfortable in my own skin sometimes, but I think that
You're speaking my language
You
now.
see-
I totally get that.
well, the thing, there's always a thing,
Mhm.
about being any of these jobs I've ever had. Music, I'm a drummer,
Mhm.
and I'm stuck in the back where nobody can really see me. Radio, they can't see me. I mean, they can now with the advent of YouTube. But see, they're looking at the back. They're looking at my bald spot right now. And and then when I wrote for the newspaper, there was total anonymity because there was no picture
Sure.
of me,
Mhm.
which was always fun because I'd be out in a bar somewhere and I'd hear him say, "What's that guy's column say?" And then you listen to see what they say about the column. Thank God, nobody ever trashed me, at least while I was there. But there's that anonymity with it, and it's kind of cool.
Mm.
But just to be able to get up in front, I mean, public speaking's tough.
Yes.
Believe me.
Yeah.
You sit there and you think, like here, I can fill until Art, pulls up a track or, we're trying to figure something out. I can fill
Mhm. Yeah.
just by talking nonsense or saying like I'm doing right now. Like, we're actually not filling anything right now, but
We tested that Sunday.
yeah, yes, we did. And
And sometimes you don't need to fill when you talk nonsense.
it's true. I talk nonsense quite often, and
Isn't Phil nonsense?
I
Definitely.
I know a guy named Phil.
As I say, Danny.
He's
for nonsense.
nonsensical.
too.
And you can do it, but when you get up in front of a room full of people,
Oh yeah.
which at first used to petrify me. Now,
Mhm.
then I started emceeing events, and you either die or you don't.
Mhm. Absolutely.
So you make a few, you don't tell bad jokes, but you make a few corny jokes, and people tend to. Come on, Mom, my what the buck joke had to be pretty good. Wasn't it? See, even the old people laugh.
They couldn't hear.
I was on my way to. We do this. In fact, we're doing it the next 2 Saturdays. The Hopewell Hayride.
Oh, I saw that. What is that?
There is a gentleman by the name of Al Kessel,
Uh-huh.
and he used to do the Heartland Hayride. It's a old time country, like Nashville style, Minnie Pearl, Patsy Cline type country,
It's awesome.
but it's also bluegrass.
Okay.
And he has maybe a half a dozen performers, and there's 2 halves to the show, a 10-minute or 15-minute intermission. And they used to broadcast it live on WDVR out of Stockton, New
Mhm.
Jersey. And the station sold the building that they used to do it in, and therefore they stopped. They did for like 8 years, and they stopped broadcasting. So he needed a home. So I spoke with Art, and we go there and we pre-record the event, and then we re-air it here on City of Angels.
Oh, cool.
It happens in Hopewell at the United Methodist Church in Hopewell, which is located at 20 Blackwell Avenue in Hopewell.
Nice.
They have a suggested donation of $15 for adults. I think kids are what, 10, 5,
$750.
$750. They're half the price. And he gets 80 to 100 people there for the first couple.
Mm.
And that's, we do, but I'm the MC. Now, that's not my kind of music. That's not my kind of thing, but people are people.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So on my way to this hayride, a very large deer jumped out of a fence, and I almost plowed it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was able to not hit it, and it just kept going. It was a big buck. I mean, it had probably about 6-8 points,
Wow.
maybe. It was a nice sized deer. So I got there and I was telling them, it was in the Sourland Mountain region, and I'm telling them all about it. And to kill time, because the sound guy was fixing something on stage.
Uh-huh.
So and I'm talking to the audience, and I said, so of course my first reaction was, what the fuck? And like they went from to, but it's just stupid stuff like that. Somebody told me while I was there, the cornier the better.
Yes.
Oh boy,
Well, you
For
didn't get
that group
struck
it is.
down. You were standing in the church and didn't get struck down.
this is true. And we're in a church now. We're in a Baptist church, which you alluded to earlier, Patricia.
Yes. Yeah.
See?
Oh, hey.
Okay, so you write your music. It used to be lyrics first, but now with modern technology, you're able to hum it into your.
Sing it into my voice memo, and it usually comes from something that I might be working on within my own self, or that I see, maybe struggles that I see people around me having, or something that empowers me. So I want to sing about that so others can be empowered. It all depends.
Okay, so how did you hook up with this motley crew of musician friends you got here?
This was all
I said that with
divine.
love, man. I said that with love.
It was all divine. It was truly God handpicked each and every one of these musicians just for me, and then gave me Dave and Trevor to finish it off. Because
Well, before you continue, I must say that if you guys ever go out on tour and I go with you, okay, we're really only going to need one bottle of shampoo. we got
Russ.
We got
For my go-to.
we got 3 bald guys, and I'm follically challenged. So that's okay. All right, go ahead.
So Kevin was teaching my son piano lessons. So if anybody is in need, if they want to up their game, if they're with somebody now learning piano, I'm like, I want to, learn a few more skills, call Kevin. Or if you're a beginner, he's extraordinary. And I heard what he was doing with my son, and I needed a song transposed, I believe it was. And so I went over to him and said, hey, could you transpose the song down a step for me? And he did. And he kind of found out then, he'd been working with my son for a little bit, and he found out then that I was a singer-songwriter. And
Wrong number.
I told him I was in search of a band because I wanted to bring my music out. And with that, I had been singing with a jazz band with Tommy Kelly, the Jazz Gypsies, and he came on board with us. And a mutual friend knew Russ Click, and we got a hold of him. He was the next on board, and then shortly after that, we had Matt DiGiovanni come on with us. So it's been, we've been together for. Matt, how long have we been together? 5? So,
Hello?
well, hi.
Well, you answered that. Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who's this?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Ed?
Yes, just
Oh my
turn.
gosh, I'm so lucky. I can't believe I'm on with such prestigious people.
Baby, this is your lucky day.
Who is this?
My name is, I'm having a meltdown. Oh my gosh. You
You got to
can you hear me?
turn your computer.
I don't know how to do it.
Turn your
I'll have to
computer
call right
down.
back. Hold on, I'll call back.
Oh my God. I told my mother not to call. Now she's got to. When she calls, we have to tell her to turn her computer down.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know
Good
who
luck
that
with
was?
that.
Did you recognize that voice?
Exactly.
You know who that is?
You are in for a ride.
What's this me stuff? I
hope-
got to go to the bathroom. It's your show now.
We start talking Chinese.
Oh, yes. Please call back. Please call back. Yeah. She'll figure it out.
Yeah.
There's a delay.
Yeah. Mm.
Mhm.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Comes.
The delay.
Let's see. Hello. Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Stacy.
Hello, Stacy. How are you?
Danny, I didn't know who you were until Patricia started touting your name all over the state, and now I know you and I love you.
Oh, well,
And
well thank you
yeah,
very much.
so
I'm happy to be on the line. I won't take up too much time because I know we want to hear more of that great music that she writes and plays. And the Sulterior Motives Band, they are sharp, boy. I know they put a lot into their rehearsals, but it comes through in their live performances. They are phenomenal. So
Well,
I
thank you.
appreciate the message. Can I tell you why?
Well, first off, have we ever met, Stacy?
I'm going to try and come to that soiree that you're holding with the chili and everything. I heard about that. You just mentioned it.
Okay, but have we ever met before?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, so that explains why she loves me.
Security.
Because we've never met.
It all change in a second.
I was afraid you were going to say if we haven't met, I wasn't allowed to call in. I got scared there for a second.
No, but I'm glad you love me, Stacy, and I love all my listeners too. So go ahead. What was your
Thank
question?
you. No question. Just thanks for the good work. I had a brother who died of an overdose, and it broke my heart into not a million, not a billion, but a trillion pieces. And now I have a sister who needs recovery so badly. I'm the one escapee from this bloodline of disease and torment that comes with the abuse of alcohol and drugs. And I'm an escapee, and it could have been me. And it's so many people out there dying every day. And you know that message in that song she just sang, because of you. It's not until you're broken from the loss of somebody that you realize how much you need God. And those broken times in our lives really serve a purpose to understand we are not alone. And she does such a good job of making everybody feel so welcoming and powerful, because this world just breaks us down and we become pitiful and depressed. And her music is all about life and light, and that's why I like it, Danny. So thanks for bringing her on, and I'll let you guys get back to your show, but I'll introduce myself at the party, and I look forward to having some chili.
Whoa, there you go. All right. Well then, fantastic. Good. Do you have a copy of Patricia's new disc?
I downloaded it recently,
Oh,
and
okay.
yeah, I'm good.
All right, good. Man, all your fans have your music already.
Wow, that's a good thing.
Good.
We need to reach out and get some more fans here.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, Stacy, thank you so much for taking the time to call
Thanks.
us and the kind words.
Sure.
And we appreciate it.
We love you, Stacy. You're
Rock
the best.
on.
Danny, bye.
You're welcome. Rock on. I like when I don't do anything and I get praised for it.
You're
But
doing
apparently you
something,
did
brother.
it. Apparently you did it.
Yeah, well, you're doing something here. You know, you really are, and I thank you because you knew what kind of show this was going to be, and you had me back on again.
That's right. On a
And-
special night, nonetheless.
On a special night, you took time out. You're usually on Sundays, and you took your time out on a Wednesday night
Well,
to get
because
this word out.
This is a big deal. You just released this. And you got some shows coming up. You got lots
well,
of stuff going on. And you know
thank
what?
you.
The holiday season is about to kick off in another few weeks.
Mhm.
It depends. Apparently, major car companies already think it has kicked off since I've seen nothing but Christmas ads.
Oh yeah.
Sellathons, Christmas thons, and whatever. But I said thons, not thongs.
I didn't say anything.
Your eyes got big. I thought you may have.
I was looking down and working.
Well, I'm glad you brought up Christmas because although I happen to love the holidays, it's a time when a lot of people get very down.
Yeah, it is.
And so, I just want people to know out there that they're valued and they're valuable, they're loved, they're lovable, and that God has a good plan for their life.
Christmas for me, of course, as a kid, it was always, excitable. And you always looked forward to it. I used to go up till the time I was about 14 years old. I used to go to church every Christmas Eve with my grandparents. My father was usually always working. My sister was 5 years younger than me. So it was my grandmother and grandfather who only lived a few blocks down the street and picked me up. We
Mhm.
go to church. Then I'd go visit my uncle and my cousins for about an hour,
Mhm.
and then I'd, go home. As I got older, there were a few years where I really didn't attend, and then I started playing midnight mass with the local
Mm.
church choir, doing little drummer boy, just some snare drum work and small hallelujah chorus type of thing. And and I used to love as I got older and I was married. I used to love shopping for my ex-wife and my kids,
Mm.
and then I hit a point where things went. I didn't know Rock Bottom had a basement.
Mm.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
I was there between my divorce and my back injury. It literally, there was a point in my life where, and I've saved a screenshot where I was down to between my savings and my checking account, $17 to my name.
Mhm.
I was struggling to pay my bills. I'd get paid, and before it hit the bank, it was gone.
Yeah.
It would have been very easy for me to drink a lot.
Mm. Mhm.
To this day, I've never done drugs, so that's not an issue for me. But it would have been very easy for me just to take $40 and buy a bottle
Sure.
and drink myself stupid. More so than I do now. Art. I know what you're thinking, but
We didn't go there.
We didn't go there.
You were working.
That's but I see how it's very easy to get depressed around the holidays
Mhm.
because suddenly now I've still got 2 children.
Mm.
And suddenly I don't have any extra cash to get them anything for Christmas, let alone the Christmases they were used to.
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
And thankfully for me, they're good kids, and they understood.
Yeah.
I wound up begging, borrowing, and stealing to borrow money from my family members, and which I have all since paid back. But
Sure.
so that I could get them something. But so I can see where you could very easily around the holidays, and then like around Christmas is like the most for suicides.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
So it could be very tough, but you have to stay strong. You have to realize that it's not the problem's still going to be there, no matter how drunk you get or how high you get or how drugged up you get. The problem's still going to be there.
So true. And usually, if you go out and drink and use, you make you make more problems.
More problems.
So
right?
you not only have the problems you started out with, they get worse, and then you have more on top of it. So a drink doesn't help anything.
That's the rationale of an addict.
Yeah.
Correct. You're right.
Yeah.
Let's do some more music. Let's come back from this depression I just put us in.
Well, no,
Thanks.
you know what? It was actually a very touching story hearing how you went to church with your grandparents, and
I've
then
never been thrown out of there.
Yeah, you see, and it's funny you said that because I was talking to somebody yesterday and about, they felt like they were being prompted by God to make better decisions with their life, and that that they needed to. He said, "I feel like God is telling me that I'm the father," and I said, "What do you mean by that?" And he goes, "Well, I have to be my own father now, like be grown up." And I said, "Yeah." And he felt very vulnerable and he wasn't around a lot of other people that were like that in where he is living and his workplace. And I said, you might want to go back to church and be around other people that are in touch with God, because if you're not around other people, you could feel very isolated in that respect. And I'm not sure why I was going on with that story. I forgot why I went down that road. But the fact of the matter is,
I'm rubbing off.
okay, now I
I'm rubbing
remember.
off on you.
Now I remember why.
Because he was vulnerable.
So he was being a little he was being a little like rebellious at the time, and he goes, well, what if? Okay, so suppose I go to church and I drive up with my rap music on, and real loud, and then I'm, dirty one day, and I'm in a bad mood. I walk into a bad face, and people are judging me and tell me to leave. And I said, well, if that happens when you go to church, you're at the wrong church, because no church should be telling anybody to leave. We're there. We're supposed to be there welcoming people in. Let's face it.
And we're no better. So
Jesus didn't come for the saints. Jesus came for us sinners. He knew I was going to mess up, and that's why he came. So if somebody comes where I'm at and they're a mess, I can't turn them away. Come on in. Let's help. Let me help you out here, or get you the help that you need if I can't help you. So,
Well, that's why we're here at the City of Angels,
yeah.
too. I mean, Art, how do they do that, Art? How do they get in touch with us here?
Oh, if they want to get in,
City
have
of
the
Angels.
website, or you can call our hotline 609-910-4942. There's someone always there to help you or guide you, answer your questions.
And if you want to be a sponsor of this very program, Rock On Radio, for at least 30 days, all you have to do is donate to the City of Angels. I don't care if it's $1 or $1 million. If it's $1 million, call Art and I. But whatever it is, if you want to donate to the City of Angels, just make sure you put Rock On Radio, or Danny is a dork, or something in the memo there, and I will make you a sponsor of this
Can I
program for
put
30
that?
days. Yeah, I figured. You would.
Put Danny's a dork, you get bonus points.
There you go.
Oh yeah. Cool.
And I'll make you a sponsor of Rock On Radio for at
2
least a
months.
month. So let's do some more. Let's do some more music.
All right.
What are we gonna do here?
Well,
Matter
then-
of fact, why don't you do 2 in a row?
Oh, okay.
Let's get a little crazy.
Ooh, okay.
This is what you do
Let
to
your
me,
hair down.
Patricia. She gets me crazy.
So this next song I'm going to be singing for you. When I started going back to church and developing a relationship with God, I felt very much the same way that gentleman that I was talking about felt. And I felt like I didn't fit in. And I didn't think that I was lovable or valuable, and that I would be accepted. So it took me, I dipped my little toe in as far as having a relationship with God, and it took time to develop. And this next song is talking about how that has developed and grown to something beyond what I could have ever imagined. And it's called Fly Away. This goes to you, Laura. I cried to you from the depths of my wounds. You answered me in my heartache and doom. When I knew that, I knew your love was true. You stole my heart and it drew me into you. And the angels came to dance at the sound of our romance. Jump in and take a chance, and we'll fly away. Jump in and take a chance, fly away. When the Holy Spirit took control and you moved within my soul. And the angels came to town at the sound of our romance. Jump in and take a chance, and we'll fly away. I never knew that I could feel so inspired. Lift me up and take me higher. Let me see the light that shines from you. And when the walls came tumbling down, and my feet started to touch the ground, and the ashes, they were scattered all around. Yeah. And the angels came to town at the sound of our romance. Jump in and take a chance, and we'll fly away. Jump in and take a chance, fly away. We'll fly away. We'll fly away. We'll fly away. We'll fly
Patricia. There you go. And the Soteria Motives Worldwide Band.
Yeah.
Before you do another one, we have Claire. Our friend Lisa Jubin is listening tonight.
Nice. Yeah, Lisa.
She says she is great.
Love
You know,
Lisa.
that she has a similar story about the church, and that the doors are always open because we are all equal in God's eyes.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Lisa.
We
Got
also
that
have Jody Weber's checking in. She says she's a beautiful woman, speaking of her church.
Aw.
It's our sponsor, Jody Weber.
Oh, thank you, Jody. Thank you for
Yes.
getting us here too.
Jody is a huge supporter of this program, and I cannot thank her enough for all she does for me and the show as well. Social media wise, she's a share maniac. She
All
shares
right.
and shares, and I appreciate her every day.
Yeah,
All right.
we need that.
Let's
We
do
need
another
that.
one back to back.
All right. Well, speaking of sharing, you know, I was asked to write a song
Who's
about.
Sharon?
I know a few.
Sorry, I threw you all kinds out of kilter now.
No, you know, we've been all over the place. We go to all different kinds of venues, and we've been to the New Jersey Recovery Rally, which was right across from the Statue of Liberty at Liberty Park, State Park, and we've gone out to Philadelphia to some prison and recovery ministries, and we've done school assemblies, and I've been over to South Korea doing youth conferences over there, Kenya, Africa on tour, letting the people know, you know, that God and help and recovery is available. And one of our favorite places that we like to go to, and I say this all the time, but it's because we see real life miracles happen at this place. The Self-Help Movement Inc. in Philadelphia. And they have us in. It's just a regular rehab, and we do our thing. And when we walk in there, these guys from South Philly are not happy to see us. They're like bitter, angry, resentful, mostly scared. And but by the time we get done, You know, God's power is amazing. And he reaches down in that room. They're up singing and dancing and having their pictures taken with us. And it's just amazing. So I was asked to write a song about God's grace. And given the different places that we go into, this is what I came up with. Calling all public enemies of the church, selling your bodies, feeling drugs, feeling love. No matter what you're doing or where you've been, God will still praise to give up, forgiving. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's God's grace. The shepherd left the 99 till that the rebel she was looking for a good time. Darling, deserving what he's got. Only what God's gonna use to give the rest of us a shot. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, it's God's grace. It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
Yeah, he's forgiving me. It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace. Bring me to my God. Destiny. God so loved the world that he gave his only son. The Bible, our soul, thank you, Lord, with his in one. Oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
Oh, he's forgiving me. It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace. Bring me to my God. Destiny. Take it away, Soteria. Woo! So love the world that he gave his own. The Bible, our soul, and you know, well, it's already being one. And I'm gonna tell you why. Oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God's grace.
Oh, it's God's grace.
Oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
Yeah, he's forgiving me. Oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
It's God's grace. He brings me to my God. Destiny. It's God's grace.
It's God's grace.
I said, oh, it's God, the holy grace. It's God's grace, yeah, yeah.
It's God's grace.
Yeah, he's forgiving me. Yes, me. It's God's grace.
It's God's grace. It's God's grace. It's God's grace.
It's God's grace. He brings me to my God. Destiny. Yeah, it's God's grace. He brings me to my God. Destiny. Yeah, we got places we need to know. God, give it oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Lord.
Whoa. Is that you end with that one, Uncle?
Sure has that feel, don't it?
Yeah, it's got the end feel
Yes,
to
it
it.
does.
It's got the
Yes,
end to
it does.
Art, what do you think if we put her and Andy B in the same room?
I think it's gonna be a long
Is that 5-hour night you're talking about?
That'd be like a
awesome.
that'd be like a tent revival.
It'd be good for me.
If you're just tuning in, this is Rock On Radio. I am Danny Coleman. This is Patricia, and they are the Soulterior Motives Worldwide Band. If you want to give us a
Hallelujah.
call tonight, please do so at 609-241-7103. That's 609-241-7103. And I think he needs to find the bathroom.
Yeah, I think that's what that. I thought that was a call.
He's giving hand signals.
Good thing he wasn't in a hurry.
Yeah, right. The odd thing is here where we're located in our studios. We're actually in an elementary school.
We're in the kindergarten.
We're actually in the kindergarten
I
room,
could have told you that.
which is quite apt for this show, I suppose. We are in the kindergarten room, and unfortunately, on this level, there was only one bathroom, and it says ladies. I don't even know that were the boys not or men not allowed.
The men's downstairs.
Oh, okay, so they were segregated.
Out the window.
Apparently. It was men, ladies, deceased.
Right? Yeah, that's downstairs also. So Kevin
I
apparently
just
had
wanted to
to
explain
visit
that to him.
that it said ladies,
On
and
air, being
it's
like, "Yeah, the
okay.
ladies' room next door."
I always feel like James T. Kirk when I go in there. To boldly go where no man has gone before. The ladies' room.
And they're like 12-inch toilets.
Right, they're like,
Like knee high.
like small. How was it, Kev? Good? All right.
We haven't stopped talking about you. You became a whole segment of the show.
I know, that was pretty fast.
I tried to be good, Kevin. I'm sorry.
Nothing's sacred. There's nothing sacred.
It was when he came over and thought he was whispering in your ear, but it came
The
through my
microphone.
headphones.
Right into her microphone.
Okay.
I
So,
just want to explain it.
experienced on
so what kind of music did you listen to until you became a Christian rocker? And do you still listen to it?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I love all kinds of music. All kinds of music. I was listening to rock and roll, jazz, blues.
You've got the voice that encompasses all three of them.
Yeah, I guess. And I was even up in the city. I did some off Broadway. And
So essentially, you were in Penn Station.
yeah,
That's what
pretty much. Pennsylvania.
The common theme here. State penitentiary.
No, I didn't make it there.
Oh, that was me. Right.
But yeah, I listened to all kinds of music, and I still listen to all kinds of music. The music that I used to love, and I love listening to new people as well.
So what do you listen? What did you like to listen to?
What did I? Well, I was an Eagles lover. I loved the Eagles and Neil Young.
They're touring next
I
year
see.
doing
I saw
Hotel
that.
California.
I see that. I
they
think they're
announced
having
it.
an orchestra as well. I think they just were on tour too. I saw them. Where did I see them? New Jersey, was it? Maybe the Meadowlands.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I just saw this past Friday. I saw Bob Seger.
Oh, how was that?
That's the third time I've seen Bob Seger,
Mhm.
and I my column, which will be in New Jersey Stage tomorrow, is a kind of like my history with Bob Seger. Just a brief encounter of the three shows over my career with him that I've seen. The man was absolutely phenomenal. 74 years old, and he sounded as good as he did in 1982 when I saw him
Wow.
for the first time. Anyway,
Well, if you take
But-
care of yourself, your voice continues to get better.
well, I don't know what he did, but he was phenomenal. So
Yeah.
as I'm researching, which is something I hardly ever do.
I was gonna say,
I
what,
was-
you were researching?
Yeah, can you believe that? Anyway, I wanted to, just for giggles, see what the cost of a Bob Seger ticket was in 1986 at the Spectrum in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Which is where I saw him, was in 86. Now I saw him November 1st, which was just last Friday, or this past Friday. And the last time I had seen him, when I clicked on this picture, was the exact concert that I was at, October 29th, 1986, almost to the day,
Wow. Yes.
33 years later.
That's very cool.
So I looked at it, and the ticket price with tax for seats 20 rows from the stage on the floor,
Oh, nice.
$17.
Oh,
Okay.
you can't even get tax for that.
They were selling second level seats for $170.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Big difference.
huge difference.
Yeah.
Huge difference. But yeah, so that actually I gave it away now, but that'll be my piece tomorrow in New Jersey Stage. My Rock On column will be up tomorrow afternoon at some point. I'm going to actually post a picture or attempt to post a picture of that ticket.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So everybody can see, it was at the old Spectrum in Philadelphia, which is now Xfinity Live. They tore it down,
Oh,
built a
okay.
huge entertainment facility, and then the Wells Fargo Center, where I saw him last week, is on the other side of the parking lot, closer to Route 95 or 295. So, but yeah, it's going to be on Rock On this week's Soundbites. It should be on the front cover of the website.
Good. We'll be
At least
looking
till
for
later in the tomorrow morning anyway. But if you want to check that out, you can see it at NewJerseyStage.com. Rock On this week's Soundbites. But the music that we listen to influence us.
that. Sure.
Good, bad, or indifferent. Russ, so I don't want to disturb you there, buddy. You all right?
Yeah, I know. I
Okay.
was just showing you a small collection.
Concert ticket. All right, who do you have there?
Just about anybody you can think of.
Go ahead.
I've saved them ever since my first concert,
Yeah, me too.
which was Linda Ronstadt.
Oh, no kidding. Where at?
It was we either went to the Huntington Civic Center or Charleston, and with Huntington, West Virginia, or Charleston.
Oh, all right.
Well, and obviously there were, you said 17. Obviously,
Right.
in the 70s they were even cheaper than that.
I saw Springsteen in 1984, also at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Last night, 7 of 7 of the Born in USA tour in Philadelphia. Tickets were $16.
Now, I don't remember what year, and I'm not going to tell you what year my first Springsteen concert was, but I remember sitting there. I was so high. I was falling asleep, and all of a sudden, Clarence Clemens started wailing away on his saxophone, and I was like, oh my, where did this guy come from? And he woke me right up. But that's some of the things that my alcohol and drug use stole from me. I can't tell you how many concerts I don't remember.
Do you remember what your first one was?
What my first concert was? No, I have no idea. I know I slept through Neil Young. I don't sleep through concerts anymore. I enjoy each and every one of them.
Good for you.
Yeah. Unless they're late. Unless it's late now. Then I fall asleep for natural reasons.
How about you, Tom Kelly? What was your first concert?
So my
As a
first,
bass player, who did you grow up Well, I had an uncle that influenced us a lot as young kids, and he was very into the '60s at that point. So we had listened to a lot of, Allman Brothers Band, Led Zeppelin, that kind of stuff, very early on. When we were like 10 years old or so. So by the time I was in high school, I had already heard this stuff that people were kind of listening to. So we were looking for something new, and that's when punk rock came in. So the middle '70s, late '70s, very much into bands like the Clash and the Sex Pistols, and of course the Misfits. Those guys.
Bobby Steele's actually been a guest of this program.
Okay,
He is one of the nicest men on the planet.
right.
He looks like he just stepped out of a graveyard. But he is one of the nicest men on the planet. You know. So, okay.
Yep.
So who was your first concert?
First concert was actually a Genesis concert.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and that's when they had both of the drummers playing at that
Chester
point.
Thompson, yeah, Phil Collins.
And it was in New York, I believe. I went with my brother's friends, kind of tagged along at that. And that was back in the day when you could get cheap tickets, and it was, first come, first serve. So they opened the doors, and everybody just kind of flooded in. And
All Until the Who at Cincinnati. Yeah.
right. And one of the guys that I work with, actually, his best friend was one of the guys that was killed at that concert, at the Cincinnati concert.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was it, and then after that they didn't do that anymore.
Right.
But yeah.
But who would have thought even back then, I actually saw Genesis, like, once again at the Spectrum.
Yeah.
I was there the night they were recording for their Three Sides Live album.
Right.
And they used the version of Squonk from the night I was at the Spectrum. So if you listen real close, you can hear me going.
Yay. That's my hand clap.
That's me clapping. Yeah. Forget those other 18,000 people. Oh, that was me. You can tell.
It is amazing how fast we forget about our brothers and sisters when we want something. I mean, we're willing to trample people over to get to something.
It's a shame. It's
Yeah.
what it is. How about you, Kev?
First concert, favorite band. What are we talking here?
Both.
Well, it's both. It's the same. I'm all Bruce. So like
Okay.
you. Actually, I was wondering if you were going to say Spectrum or Meadowlands.
Spectrum.
I was Meadowlands, which I think was probably a little before that in
Yeah.
'84.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Because then when he came back around, he did Giant Stadium. For
Yep.
3 nights
In
a row.
'85. Yep. So I was '84.
That tour lasted like 2.5 years.
They all do. Yeah. And especially when it comes around our area, right? He does 10 shows at least. Yeah, '84. My older brother took me. I'd never been to any concert, and he took me to a Springsteen show. I didn't really know anything about him, and the energy was unbelievable. Of course, that's what everyone says. So I fell in love, and lots of other music that I like, but I always come back. And these guys will tell you every time we're working on something new, I'll think of something. I'll say, "Hey, this reminds me of the Springsteen show in '87 at whatever city, in Memphis, and they did this one little key part. Let's try to mimic something like that." So much inspiration from him, and I actually wrote. This band reminds me of something else about that. I wrote a paper in college about it was a weird subject. We had to write I think it was how a particular, you could choose any band you want, how their particular name of the band is a connotation for their sound. And I chose the E Street Band because to me that kind of brought up an image of, I'm thinking E Street, you're hanging out on the street with your neighbors, you're jamming in the garage, you're all just kind of wailing away, having a good time. And the way they play, I love how they've got so many different instruments. They're all so skilled. And they work and mesh together, yet you can hear each. If you want to just zero in, you listen to the song one time, any song of his, you hear one little part.
Not to mention the beginning of the E Street Shuffle sounds like a traffic jam anyway.
Yeah, but it's very that's a perfect example. It's kind of planned chaos in a way. And you can hear every little part if you want to. You may not catch them all at once, but if you go back and say, "Oh, listen to what the organ's doing here. Oh, listen to what they're doing on the drums. You listen to the," and that's what I love about that band.
Now,
It's so amazing.
I met Springsteen once briefly. I was doing a gig in Asbury on the boardwalk in the end of September, so it was kind of sparse.
sparsely populated. He came walking from like down by Madame Marie's. And he came walking by and he stopped and he, chatted with us for about 30 seconds and went on his way. Then the second time, actually it was the first time I sort of met him. He did a gig at what was then the Sovereign Bank Arena in Trenton. It's now called the Cure Insurance Arena or something. Whoever bought the rights to it. And he did a solo thing where it was just him and a piano and acoustic guitar. And at the end, Patty came out and they did Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It was in November. And being the UPS driver for that facility, I knew that he was there. So I went inside. I said to the guard, old guy named Dave. I was like, hey, Dave, Springsteen sound check yet? No, he's about to start though. I was like, cool. He goes, just don't bother him. All right. So I walk into the arena and I walk on the first level, down a couple rows, sit in the seat to take my lunch. There was me, a guy with a German Shepherd, bomb sniffing dog from the local police department, and Springsteen. He sound checked to me, which was really kind of cool, but it was neat. I mean, I got to see lots of sound checks there. Them, Journey, Blue Oyster Cult. Gosh, who else that came there? Larry the Cable Guy.
Well, I'll share with you. I had a couple encounters myself with Bruce. One when I was younger. One was a little older. The moments I'll never forget. One, hopefully my friend Mark is out there listening tonight. He was responsible for this first one. We were kids in high school, and I was home alone.
What's his last name?
Donofrio. Hey, Mark, I hope you're out there. He worked at the airport, a little local airport by us, just like little municipal place. And he comes to my house. I'm the only one home for some reason, sleeping in as I always would on like a Saturday or Sunday. And he's throwing rocks at my window to try to get me to wake up. He said, Kev, Bruce is flying out to start the Tunnel of Love tour. And he's flying out of the airport here. Nobody knows about it. I don't know when he's coming in. Could be 3 hours, could be 3 minutes. He's got to come down. So I'm rushing through back when you actually had records, and I'm looking for which record do I want to have him sign. And I decided on Darkness on the Edge of Town because he's wearing the white T-shirt so I could show up. And went down there, and it was pretty cool. It ended up waiting a few hours. Sure enough, he walks. There's nobody there. And at that time, I was, Mr. Springsteen, could you please sign my record? And years later, about, 10, 15 years later, I was actually playing the piano at a charity event. It was a charity auction, one of those what do they call them? Silent auctions, where you're bidding on different things for charity. And I was doing the kind of the cocktail hour part, and it was right across the street from where he lived at the time. And there were rumors he might show up. Sure enough, he walks in. I'm already finished up with my part, and my friend sees me, says, "Get back to the piano. Bruce just walked in. You gotta start playing to Bruce." Mm-hmm. So I start playing a little Jungle Land. And I get through pretty much the whole song. I had to kind of make a abridged version of it. And he's slowly approaching me the whole time. And by the end, he's standing right over my shoulder. And he's just kind of watching. And I'm like, oh, what is he thinking, And in just what seems like his understated way, he puts his hand on my shoulder on the other side. And he just says, "Hey, that was all right." That made my day.
That's just what he does. That's what he sounds like. Yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. That was all right. So, that was cool. That made my year.
Major millennial. Yeah. All right, Matt. Now I realize that part of the penalty for you getting lost is that you don't have a microphone right now. Can you?
We told him a swivel.
You can. There you go. Kevin's going to help you out. How about you?
Okay. Our first concert was Elton John, believe it or not, back in '76, I think it was. Okay. No. And favorite guitar players, I listened to a lot of different guys. Eric Clapton, Peter Frampton, Larry Carlton, Lee Ritenour, George Benson, different guys, just get different flavor.
Some fusion guys.
Yeah, I listen to some country guy. I like Brett Paisley. I try to cop his stuff, but it's, it's tough. I try.
There you go. All right. He's a man of few words, man.
Mhm.
He made more turns than words. How about you, Trevor?
So
What inspired you to be a sound guy?
I started doing sound when I was a kid at church, and then got into junior high and high school and got into the technical theater aspect where I learned lights and sound and building sets and doing all that. And I have a good ear. So I don't have any professional training, but I can hear when something's not right and fix it. So I just love it. And I was doing sound at church. Russ and I went to church together, and he's like, "Hey, you should come do sound for us." And I'm like, "All right, I can do that." And that was 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and been there since, and I love it. But for my first show, it was with my parents in 1977, and I had a choice of Roy Clark or Donnie and Marie. So I picked Donnie and Marie at the Astrodome in Houston, and then
Are you from Texas?
no, we lived there. I moved around a lot as a kid, and so we were living there in the mid 70s, and that was my choice. Those two concerts were coming, and they wanted to take me for my birthday. And then 32 years later, I met my wife. Her first concert was Donnie and Marie too.
Same one?
Different concert, somewhere around here, but
I don't
probably the
think I've
same
ever
year.
heard that. So let alone
Match-
twice.
You know,
match made
and
in heaven.
not that I'm, definitely not a Donnie and Marie fan, but I just think it's a good story.
Of course
I've
it
always,
is.
growing up, I always liked metal. My first album was a Kiss album, and I loved it. And I used to do security, and I was working a club where Ace was playing solo tour. And 10 years later, I'm working another club, and he comes in. He's like, "I know you." I'm like, "You're Ace Frehley. How do you know me?" He's like, "You worked for me." I'm like, "Well, I worked with you, but not for you." Sure. So it was kind of cool. That's my claim to fame with musicians.
That's it. Your 15 minutes.
That's it.
Now, this is the one that I've been waiting for all night because he is just I can't get him to shut up. Dave. There you go. That says it all right there.
There's a man of few
Dave, who talks entirely too much this entire evening. How about you, Dave? Say something so I know you're alive. There you go. That was your first song? Something in the way she moved.
Believe it or not, I've only been to one concert, and that was Bon Jovi.
No way. Bon Jovi. Before he became famous, or
It was,
while he was on his way?
Giant Stadium.
Oh, okay. I'd say he was already famous by that point. Yeah.
So I got a
Stadium.
Bon Jovi story for you.
Uh-oh.
So my son's going down to Pennington. He plays football. And last
Oh,
Friday.
you just had a picture you posted.
Oh, that's right.
Last
Yeah.
Friday, we're playing football at Pennington High School, and
Which
John
is down
Bon
this
Jovi's
area.
son, he plays for Pennington.
Oh, Pennington Prep.
Yeah, Pennington
okay.
Prep, and it happened to be senior night. So who was walking out on the field with
Wow.
his son but John Bon Jovi and his wife and his other son?
He's
So-
almost a senior.
It's true. It's true. He had gray hair.
He's only a couple of years older than me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're very senior.
I am.
So of course everybody was very polite about it. I have to tell you, those kids down at Pennington School are the most polite children. I was so happy.
Did they say, "Here, take the ball"?
No,
They
they,
were that boy.
they didn't quite do that, but we did beat them 30-21.
Oh, wow.
That's very polite.
Yeah.
Let you win.
If you're just tuning in, this is Rock on Radio. If you want to give us a call, please do so at 609-241-7103, and I'll give you a copy of this right here. Sing Your Way Out of Hell by Patricia and the Ulterior Motives Worldwide Band. Yes.
I saw somebody up on your thing waving. A little square came up. And
Oh, that was our video, our live video.
I'm waving at myself.
Somebody liked or commented on the video, so it popped up. Yeah. Well, 609-241-7103. Dave, you're out of control. Again, I can tell. You're out of control. All right.
Oh.
Let's do some more music.
Okay.
See, I asked those questions because now you know what goes into this band, the varying influences, the so on and so forth. You're right there. I know you.
That was great.
Oh, that's so funny. So
That's why I love this
I'm
woman.
gonna get back. I'm getting back to my mission transition, and it's not a fun. It wasn't a funny story. But last week I sang at a service for my friend whose husband died of an overdose.
Oh my.
Yeah, and this disease is real. And the opioids and the heroin are killing people. And I just want to say, if anybody's listening tonight and they're struggling, you're not alone. There's help out there for you. And people want to help you get out of that living hell that you're in. And I sang this song, and it's called Shelter, because we're all, no matter what we're going through, we're still in the shelter of God, and he still loves us and will be there for us as soon as we turn to him. I'm in the shelter. I'm in the shelter. I'm in the shelter of the Lord Most High. I'm in the shelter. I'm in the shelter. I'm in the shelter of the Lord, my God. When I was lonely, when I was lost, and I was living on the dark side, didn't know the cost. He gets me through my darkest days, 'cause I'm in the shelter and I'm living in his ways. I'm in the shelter. I'm in the shelter. I'm in the shelter of the Lord Most High. I'm in the shelter. I'm in the shelter. I'm in the shelter of the Lord, my God. He is my refuge. He is my rock. And I will stand on him when times are hard. And pain refuses to stop. He gets me through to brighter days. 'Cause I'm in the shelter and I'm living in his ways. His grace is what I need when I'm weak. He's strong. His grace is what I get all day long. His grace is what I need when I'm weak. He's strong. His grace is what I get all day long. 'Cause I'm in the shelter.
I'm in the shelter.
I'm in the shelter.
I'm in the shelter.
I'm in the shelter of the Lord Most High. We're in the shelter.
We're in the shelter.
We're in the shelter.
We're in the shelter.
We're in the shelter of the Lord, my God. We're in the shelter of the Lord, my God. We're in the shelter of the Lord, my God.
Patricia and the Soul Carrier Motive Worldwide Band here on Rock On Radio. Still got about 15 minutes. If you want to pick up a copy of her CD, just give us a call, 609-241-7103, like Laura and Stacy did. Apparently,
Yeah.
Stacy wants to come to the Christmas party.
Yeah.
I see.
Yes, she does.
maybe she's calling back to say no.
Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio. Who's this?
This is Mimi, Mary Ellen. Who's this?
Mary Ellen.
I'm just the host. I'm just the host of the show. Thanks for calling. Let me give you to the real host. Patricia, take it away.
Hello.
No, Danny, you're the master of the domain here.
I'm just laughing. I don't care who she talks to. As long as she talks
I
to
feel like I didn't get invited to this party.
Hello, Mary Ellen. How are you?
I'm good. Who is this? How are you?
I am the host of the program that you just called. My name is Danny Coleman.
Well, Danny, hi. I have to confess, I was in physical therapy and I was not able to listen to the show. I am so clueless, but somebody just sent me a text and said, Patricia is on your show and that I could call. And I don't know what you're discussing, but I know what I can tell you about Patricia.
Oh, really? Do tell.
You tell. Oh, Patricia is, well, now I have to get serious.
No, you don't.
Why?
Patricia is an inspiration to me. I know Patricia for a very long time. I knew Patricia before she sang, when she told me that that was her intention. And I kind of wished at the time she picked something more simple. It was like, really, you want to sing? And I have watched her be tenacious and stay with this. But the most inspiring thing to me of all as a Christian is that she has the courage of her conviction. She's out there singing, but sometimes I don't even want to admit. You know, I'm not always bold with everybody, my family or whomever. And there's Patricia up there singing about our Lord. And she's an inspiration. And even more, and this is sincere, the first time I heard her music, a CD she had made and was bringing forth, we were in a car together and I cried. And then the next time when I heard her publicly and heard the whole album, I really felt sincerely that I had a healing. My husband had cancer at the time and my heart was heavy and I left there in a whole different way. So I get real serious when I talk about what Patricia means and what her singing means to me. She's an amazing human being.
I'll let you take that one.
Whoa. Well, Mary Ellen, I mean, I'm humbled by what you just said, and I'm thank you for all that.
And you know I mean it. You know I mean it.
Yeah.
This isn't like some pretty thing that I called up to say, so it sounded good. That's my heart.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
So I'm assuming you have a copy of her disc, right, Mary Ellen?
Why, you want to send me a new one or something?
Why don't you take one you
Or
need and give it
tickets
away?
to her.
I can.
No, I really don't even know what's going on. Honest to God, I was just told Patricia was on this program and I could call. And I said, well, okay. So I don't know what other people call and talk about.
I don't either. Matter of fact, I don't even know what this program's about either, most times.
We don't let you.
Good.
So we have that in common,
That's
Mary
good.
Ellen. Yes, it keeps us humble. All right, Mary Ellen, thank you for
All right. Yes, you're so welcome. Thank you. Bye now.
Thanks, Mayor. Bye.
I can't even look at her. I start cracking up. She give me that look like.
Call me funny face.
Wasn't that a song? Funny face, I love you. Funny face, I need you.
Oh yeah.
These are
He's not
the
gonna sing it.
sweetest words. Oh wow, what was happening? Whoa, there's some intense band stuff going on back there. Let's eavesdrop on their conversation.
Drop a mic. sugar.
Oh,
We do it every show.
brown sugar.
Okay, now. All right, where were we?
Eavesdropping.
We were eavesdropping, yes, on the bass player and the drummer. Another episode of, what was that? Johnny Carson as a Tonight Show as the stomach turn.
I was just explaining what this meant during the song.
Now you sing and play, Russ. Do you do that when you're on the kit as well? That stinks, don't it? It's very difficult sometimes.
Well, for the longest time, I was fine not having to sing. I don't know, for some reason it's different. Singing this, I don't know. It just, I don't mind doing it in this band. You know what I'm saying? I never really liked to sing. Well, I'd rather just playing, but something about just doing this. Because I used to go home and I would make the master of the video of us. And then I'd have check each song when I make the duplicates. I would find myself singing, all the parts that I wasn't singing at all. And eventually I was like, wow, man, I wish I could do that. Not knowing eventually that I was going to.
Let me just
preparing myself, not realizing.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that you made the mistake of mentioning to Patricia that you would like to sing.
Well, yeah, I did, but the thing was, I said, because
yes.
well, because who we used to have before, that was the only other vocalist, Patricia. So I suggested, I said, I might be able to do some backups for you, but I just left it up to them because I'm not going to say, yes, I can sing. It's better if somebody else says whether you can sing or not. You know what I'm saying? So I just let them.
Sometimes.
Right. It's okay if you be.
My producer
Simon
forbids me
Cowell.
from dancing and singing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
See?
I do it for the benefit of all.
See what I'm saying? Whereas Art thoroughly enjoys making a fool of me.
No, I think you thoroughly
I had nothing to
enjoyed
do with that. I was a spectator.
Yeah, right. Because that's me that hits the brown sugar button.
Yeah, but you
I'm
play
off
along.
camera.
We're still on YouTube, right?
They haven't banned us yet.
No. Yet.
They're working
Yes.
on it.
Oh yeah, you're my guest. Huh? Come on back here. I got off
We're
on a,
all your guests.
I got off on a tangent with the
We're
rhythm
all
section
your
there for a second.
guests. No, well, they're good people to get off on tangents with. Oh, here's another phone call. Now you behave.
Welcome to. Yes, apparently Claire is my handler. Helen O'Shea deemed her. You need a handler.
Personal assistant.
Hello, welcome to Rock on Radio, or well, maybe it's Patricia on radio. What do we got going on? Who is this?
They hung up.
Whoa.
Hello.
Warning, Will Robinson.
Danger.
Stranger danger. That's it.
Security.
Yeah. Let's see.
You give whatever.
I give every woman what she wants.
Security.
When I approach them in a club. Anyway, where were we? So, all right. So now you got these. All right. First of all, you know what? We've been here for 2 hours. I was about to say loafing and jacking, joking and laughing. We've been here joking and laughing for 2 hours, and we have not once given out any kind of social media or websites. How do we buy this new disc?
Well, you can go to my website, which is patricia.biz, PATRIZSHA.BIZ. And you can buy it right there. And we are soon going to be on iTunes and Spotify and all the Amazons.
Well,
and,
You're already the only artist I've ever encountered that's got 2 Z's in her social media.
well, yeah. Well, there you go. That's memorable, right?
Correct. I just always forget where to put it. I always put the S first. And I have to go
Oh.
back and check myself.
Well, it's funny because it was spelled with the S first.
Ah!
And a producer saw me singing out, and this was before I had my .com, and he stole my Patricia.com with the S first. So, he didn't steal it. He just went and grabbed it. So I said, well, I'll show you. So I got
2 Z's.
the Patricia with the Z first .com or .bit. I got the .com, and then that's a whole nother story. That's not even that interesting. But
But I posted it in our event, so.
oh, thank
Your
you,
website.
thank you.
Hello, welcome to Poor Patricia on Radio. Who's this?
I'm
This
not
is
poor.
Shannon.
Who?
Shannon?
Oh, Shannon.
Shannon? Ah, Shannon.
Yeah.
How are you, Shannon?
Yeah. Good. How are you?
I am so happy to hear from you.
Well, I was trying to call in for my friend Patricia.
Shannon, girl, how are you?
It's good. I haven't been able to hear what's been going on because I've been interrupted by my kids all night.
Well, I was just about to ask you, Shannon, how are the kids?
Danny's been interrupted by his kids all night too.
I have like 10 children in studio right now, Shannon.
Including you.
I finally got my kids in bed to call, so they've been chastised for interrupting me all night. So
Well, you know what?
I'm going to call in support of my dear good friend and wonderful singer who is just the most amazing person I've ever known in my entire life.
Wow,
And
she doesn't know
I
many
think
people.
she is just like, you guys are laughing at me now.
Oh, no, we're laughing. We're laughing at Patricia.
Shannon, I love you, baby. I appreciate you calling in. How's that Georgie and Augie doing?
I got the kids down finally a little bit, so I tried one more time. So I just wanted to say I love you so much. You sound amazing, and you're such an inspiration, and I love you to death, as you know. So I gave it one last try at the end, and I just want to say I love you, and I support you, and you are just the most amazing person, and your band is like the most amazing band. I've seen you guys play. I can't tell you how many times, and everybody needs to come out and see you wherever you're playing.
Correct.
Wow.
She's correct.
Thank you. I
Now,
agree.
Shannon, I'm going to tell now. This is you've called Rock on Radio. Normally, my show is on Sunday evenings from 7 to 9, and this coming Sunday we have the fabulous artist Rick Barth will be in studio with us. So if you really want to shape those kids up, make them listen to my program 6 weeks in a row. They will beg. They will beg for mercy.
They will run to bed.
Begging for bed.
For mercy for interrupting me tonight to listen to the show. Believe me, we had a big talk. I'm telling you, we had it out tonight.
Oh no, you had to talk.
Oh,
Oh,
I'd let you guys play on the iPad and do this. I can see the 20 minutes or an hour, listen to my friend, and you just can't do it. So believe me, they know that they will not come and be interrupted, and they will sit down and listen the next time.
Well,
Trust me.
I have 2 words for you, Shannon. Duct tape.
Yeah, well,
It worked on my kids.
Should have told them to run around, be crazy, and just make as much noise as you can.
That's right. They do the
Yeah.
opposite, right?
that's from.
There you go. All right,
That
Shannon.
don't work,
Well,
no.
thank you for calling. I have to wrap it up because we got to wrap it up. We got about 40 seconds left here. So thank you for calling Rock on Radio with Patricia.
Love you, Shan.
Trisha, love you guys.
Rock on.
Bye.
There you go. Shannon.
Yes.
Shannon.
Mhm.
She's gone
Oh,
because Art hung up on
we are.
her.
We do record the show, so
So she can hear
listen at
herself.
any time.
Yes.
So
that's
download
right.
the app. Yes.
All right. So once again, what are your gigs coming up?
Okay, well, we have Karen's Place in Doylestown, Pennsylvania on Saturday, November 16th. Then Cafe Artiste at the Jersey Shore Performing Arts Center in Neptune, Tuesday, November 26th. Friday night in the Light, Fogelsville, Pennsylvania, December 6th at 7 p.m.
Whoa.
And if you want to go on tour with us to
Ah.
Ireland, we're going
Yeah.
to go to Ireland. Come with us.
I'm going
And
to
join
go.
the Leprechauns September
Welcome.
2020.
I'm going as the shampoo boy.
You travel light.
That's right. No luggage needed. All right. Well, thank you so much for making the trip
No,
this evening.
thank you for opening your doors on Wednesday night and having us out to
Sure.
let
You
let
guys
people
are
know
great.
what we're doing.
You're a lot of fun. You're a lot of you're all good.
All that.
Good spirits. So thank you so much. And Dave, thank you, of course, for being there. All right, guys. Thank you again. This was Rock On Radio special Wednesday night edition. Tune in Sunday, November 10th. Rick Barth. Until then, rock on.